Hi, my name is Aidsand Wright-Riggins. I am privileged to serve as Executive Director of the American Baptist Home Mission Societies, and I'd like to welcome you to this podcast, this visual podcast, the first of many that we hope to be doing over the months. I want to invite you on a journey. I want to invite you on a journey with the American Baptist Home Mission Societies that is both an old journey as well as a new one as well. It's an old journey because we began as the American Baptist Home Mission Society in 1832, and then again as the Women's American Baptist Home Mission Society in 1887, really did to do three things: to proclaim the gospel, to establish churches, and to minister to persons of special needs. You really saw that fleshed out in three particular ways. One was we were committed to ministries of evangelism, proclaiming the gospel. We're also committed to ministries of education, both in the church as well as in the wider community. But we're also involved in missions of emancipation. The American Baptist Home Mission Societies has been an entity that has both lifted up the need for a personal encounter with Jesus Christ, as well as the need to enflesh that in society. We began by incorporating drawing to ourselves a number of missionaries, people who were engaged in serving in behalf of the American Baptist Home Mission Societies and the Women's American Baptist Home Mission Societies, essentially in those three areas. People who dedicated their particular lives to spreading the gospel from the east to the west throughout the United States and Puerto Rico. We broke down many barriers. There were the barriers of the new frontier, geographical barriers. Then there were also barriers of language, as we began to incorporate or share the gospel in new ways in people's own languages. We also began to break down different divides in our society through ministries of emancipation, by particularly caring for the immigrants, by caring for newly freed people and establishing institutions of higher learning, by becoming involved in issues such as the civil rights movement, and most recently, standing for new immigrants. We have been breaking down new frontiers. But one of the things I wanted to share today, and particularly in this season in which we began to move into Lent and then celebrate Easter, is another frontier. And that frontier is that frontier on our own doorstep. That's a new journey. I want to invite you not to become an American Baptist Home missionary, but I would like to invite you to become an American Baptist Home passionary. This season, the passion of Jesus Christ, in which he entered into our suffering, in which he died for our sins, in which he redeemed and rescued, and in fact resurrected so that he might save a world. What is that journey about? Our vision is of a nation of Jesus followers who practice a radical discipleship, following Jesus, and then finding ways to enflesh Christ's life in their own particular communities, to be a resurrection people, to practice incarnation, to be able to be the hands, the feet, the voice of Jesus Christ, the caring heart in their own communities. That frontier, your doorstep. The first thing I'd like to invite you to is, in this time in which we draw closer to Easter, is to evaluate your role as a disciple of Jesus Christ. How might you become closer to him? How might you follow him? In prayer, in Bible study, in looking at our world and reaching out to it in ways as Jesus would. I invite you to become a closer disciple of Jesus Christ. But I also invite you to become one who incarnates Christ's presence in your daily life. Not just how we do that in our homes, but also how we do that in our churches, how we do that on our jobs, how we do that in our communities. And then I'd like for you to think about how you might network with other Christians to become missional communities in ways to transform our world. For in fact, that is our mission in this day and age as the American Baptist Home Mission Societies, to network and to equip disciples of Jesus Christ so that they might transform their homes, their churches, their communities, and in fact the world. I talked about becoming not a missionary, but becoming a passionary. What is a passionary? A passionary is defined as a person who is inspired and passionately, through vision and compassion, to change the world for the better. A person who is a passionate visionary in action. And what better time in which we look at the passion of Jesus Christ than to commit ourselves to radical discipleship and to incarnating Christ's presence in our world. I invite you to that journey as we all seek together to realize Christ's purpose and presence in our own day and age. May God bless you, and may this season be one of growth and transformation for you.